I am Dr. George James. I am with Counsel for Relationships, and I work with individuals, couples, and families on all types of life situations. I think co-parenting can be difficult for some people. One of the biggest things that I've seen is that they make it more about themselves, the parents, and they fight about everything regarding their past relationship, or they do old arguments, and they forget it's really about the kids. It's really about working together as a team to figure out how they can best parent their child or children. They get so focused on who's going to win the battle or who is better that it's really about the two of them and not the kids. I think most couples don't ask for help. One, because they think they can figure it out by themselves. And two, because for some reason people get embarrassed asking for help. This is the work that I do, and I see it over and over again. The thought of asking for help brings people to all different types of places. I'm not strong enough, I'm not good enough, whatever it is, versus the thought of I'm not going to accomplish what I need in my life without help. I don't care what you want to do. All of us, we need help at some point. And I think if couples can get to the place that if I can get some help, maybe I can be a better parent or co-parent or even have a better relationship. Some of the indicators of when parents should seek help is when you find yourself causing more harm than you should. And so we don't always realize that. But what I mean by that is, if you realize that at the end of the day, you think back on how you interacted with your child and you regret what you did or what you said, or when you think back, you realize I didn't want to do it that way, or that's how my parents did it to me, and I told myself I would never do that. These are signs that you're kind of maybe stuck in the same cycle, and that you could get some extra help or resources that can get you out of that. Because maybe the way you learned or maybe the way you're doing it is not the only way to accomplish the goal. One of the ways that people can begin to seek professional help is just ask around. Quiet as it's kept, your friend, your auntie, your uncle, someone in your family got help at one point or another. Ask around. And if that's maybe too much for you, you can always go online. You can always look things up, look up therapists, look up, co-parenting. There are resources online. And if you don't want to go to your family, don't want to go to online, there is someone, maybe a coworker, maybe a friend, someone in your circle has either gone to help or is currently getting the help that they need. Sometimes I think it can be hard for men to initiate the conversation about help. Maybe because the same thing of wondering how will people see me or what will other people think about me. But the truth is, I think a lot of men, when they're engaged in their own care, within their own family, within what they want for their future, they are willing to do whatever it takes. Think about the guy that's willing to work 3 and 4 jobs to make sure that he brings in enough money. If that same guy realizes, I don't know what else I can do for my child or children, and I need help, that guy's gonna try and do that. And so I think sometimes that first step can be hard for men. But after that, they make that first step, the first call, or they come to the first appointment. After that, they're committed, and they're gonna seek it through and do whatever they need to do to get the resources they need. Some of the issues that I think men struggle with the most is this kind of asking for help. I think a lot of people struggle with it, but this mindset that I have to figure it out on my own, or the thought of sometimes when people come into my office and I'm working with a client, one of the first things that we're working through, even though we're not saying it, is that what are you going to tell me that's going to be different than what I already know? And that comes out of just believing that maybe somebody else can say something that will be helpful. And I think a lot of men struggle with that, where a lot of men, and even myself at times, where I struggle with the thought that somebody else is going to provide information and resources that I can get that help from somebody else, that I'm not going to figure it out. There's lots of things that many men can do, but there's lots of things we need help with. And I think once a lot of the men get over that or realize look, I don't know what else to do, and I'm going to take whatever you can give me, they realize that and they come full force and they're so committed and they gain a lot out of it. I think it's really important for men to seek help for many reasons. I think that I'm a better person because of all the people in my life that's helped me. You know, there was a point that I know that I didn't ask for help. Somebody pointed out to me, and I'm so grateful that they did. And from that point on, I've sought out mentors, I've sought out people who can help me. I've looked for someone who's going to help me to be better. And I think that if men do this, if they realize that somebody else is going to help me to be better, whether it's a friend, an uncle, a therapist, a doctor, somebody's going to help me be better, that they can improve the quality of life, of their life and their family's life, I think that is the most important thing. Because at the heart of it, that's what we all want. We want a good life, we want to hopefully make a decent living, and we want to impact the next generation. And what I would say to most men, or all men that are even listening, is that realize that you are a difference maker. That if you make yourself better, you're going to make a difference in other people's lives. That the things that I've been able to accomplish, I know that I made a difference in other people's lives. But I've only been able to do that because someone made a difference in my life, because they made a change in their life. So be the difference maker that you are. Get the change, get the help that you need, and know that you're going to impact somebody just because you went to therapy. Somebody's like, oh, okay, I can do that. Or you learn something new. They realize I can do that too. Be a difference maker, because you already are.